Greetings, dear teacher. I hope you're feeling pretty well, and let's start with the video. For the activity, I have chosen a writing assessment task addressed to intermediate C1 students with an approximate age of 20 to 25 years old. According to the Common European Framework, the level of C1 advanced means that the students can produce clear, well-structured, and detailed text on topics of a certain complexity, showing a correct use of mechanisms of organization, articulation, and cohesion of the text. Candidates have to write 220 to 260 words text in 1 hour and 30 minutes. At this level, it's common to find essays, reviews, proposals, etc. The extensive writing is a type of approach of performance that will be applied. Writers are going to focus on achieving a purpose, organizing and developing ideas logically, using details to support or illustrate their ideas. So we're going to design an assessment writing task that use the strategic option within a responsive and extensive writing. Responsive writing creates the opportunity for test takers to offer an array of possible creative responses with a pedagogical or assessment framework. Test takers are responding to a prompt or assignment. Free from the strict control of intensive writing, learners can exercise a number of options in choosing vocabulary, grammars, and discourse, but with some constraints and conditions. Criteria now begin to include the discourse and rhetorical conventions of paragraph structure and of connecting 2 or 3 paragraphs in text of limited length. The student is responsible for accomplishing a purpose in writing, for developing a sequence of connected ideas, and emphasizing or empathizing with the audience. In this way, we will ask the students to write a review of a movie or series worth to watch. The text must be effective and demonstrate a purpose. Characteristics that are typical of extensive writing. For example, in responsive writing, the context is seldom completely open-ended. A task is defined by the teacher or test administrator where the writer must fulfill the criteria of the task. Even in extensive writing of longer text, a set of directives has been stated by the teacher or is implied by the conventions of a genre. We can find 4 types of tasks that are common in academic writing. Courses, for example, compare and contrast, problem solution, cause and effect, etc. One or more of these tasks are needed to achieve writer's purposes. The way of assessing writing starts with the content. That is, observe if the content is relevant to the task, if the target reader is fully informed. Second, the candidate uses conventions of the communicative task with sufficient flexibility to communicate complex ideas in an effective way. Also holding the target reader's attention with ease, fulfilling all communicative purposes. Third, the text is well organized, coherent whole, using a variety of cohesive devices and organizational patterns with flexibility. And finally, if the candidate uses a range of vocabulary, including less common lexemes, effectively and precisely. Uses a wide range of simple and complex grammatical forms with full control, flexibility, and sophistication. All these features are taken into consideration when evaluating a reading assignment task because it is essential to understand the student's ability to produce the message and consequently measure their performance in the target language production. In our case, the phenomena called big snow is a good example of an error at this level. It does not impede communication, but the reader can probably understand what the writer means, but they might be distracted for a moment while they think about it. Observation in writing assessment tasks are connected with the continuous diagnosis process because the constant assessment evaluations have the purpose to notice the progress of the students. An example of an observation would be the errors are noticeable, although this frequently arises as a result of trying to use more ambitious vocabulary and to express more complex ideas and time relationships. Despite their errors, the meaning can still be determined. This is just an example because the observations and assessment can be endless. They can be given at the syntactic level, at the grammatical level, at the semantic level, at the content level, at the discursive level. However, each of these levels when evaluating writing will show progress and thus reaching the learning goal, which is achieve a serious, cohesive, and a complete writing. This has been all for today's video. Best regards and good evening.